Greetings, YouTube. I apologize if the fan noise in the background is noticeable. Um, so there is going to be a referendum on the November ballot in Arizona, allowing the voters to decide if they want to enshrine legal access to abortions into law. Now, this has the Republicans terrified because every time that's happened recently in the last few years, they've lost. The referendums have passed and those rights have been returned to the people of that state. And the Republicans know this. Republicans know that 70% of Americans support people having access to safe and legal abortions. Okay? They can't argue that. So they have to appeal to the 30% who don't. And they have to do everything in their power to emphasize their worldview while downplaying the majority view on this particular topic. Now, there's one thing I just read. Here it is. So the Arizona Supreme Court ruled that the Republican legislature can refer to fetuses as unborn human beings. There's no such thing as an unborn human being. A fetus is a fetus. It's that simple. It is not a human being. It is a potential human being carried by an existing human being, and the existing human being has rights, and those rights should be respected. There's no reason that the potential human being is considered to have more rights than the existing human being, because remember, once that potential human being actually comes into the world because someone wants to carry it to term, then the Republicans don't give a shit. They don't care if that kid starves to death. They really don't. They don't care if they're gunned down in the streets. They don't care. They're indifferent to that. They don't care if they're shackled into poverty forever for an endless cycle that will plague their children and their grandchildren. They do not care. All they care is that child gets born into the world. That's it. That fetus becomes a child once it's out to shoot. That's as far as the Republicans are concerned. After that, they're like, yeah, fuck off. All right? Doing this is nothing but an emotional appeal. It's a common tactic of the conservatives. They love to appeal to emotions while ignoring reality because they know that reality runs counter to their particular worldview. Their narrative is not really fact-based. It is not really reality-founded. It is a bunch of hoo-ha for the most part. It is the concept that one group of people, straight, cis, white men, should have the power to tell everyone else how to live their lives. Except we don't live in a theocracy, at least not yet. And the United States was founded as a secular nation. Founding fathers had every opportunity in the world to found this as a sectarian state, and they chose not to. They founded it as a secular state because they knew exactly what happens when governments and religions are fused. They've seen it. Some of them were born into states like that. Okay? They just can't shake the fact that this is what's going on. And they don't like the fact that they're going to lose this vote. It's up for voting, I think, in 4 states right now. I'm not positive. I could be wrong on that one. I heard something today on radio, but I didn't count the number of states they listed off. So yeah, let's hope that the voters go to the polls on November 5th and they enshrine the access to legal safe abortions in Arizona, and they do the same in every single other state that's on a ballot, because that is the only ethical and moral thing to do. The only uterus you get to be in charge of is your own. Don't have a uterus, you don't get to be in charge of any uterus at all.